Coach, before we get into the game stuff, we had Zach Kennedy in here, and he's obviously set a milestone here. What are your thoughts on the progression he's made from game one to where he's at now?
I thought he's made great progress. I mean, we're from where he's come since the spring and through the starting in August and right on through. I think he's made great progress, and I think he'll, as time goes on, I think he'll get bigger, stronger, and I think his strength will help him. And time in the weight program, I think he'll be fine.
What do you want to see from your guys in this last game here?
I want to see him respond, and I said yesterday, I think it'll test the maturity of this football team, and it's part of life. You have your disappointments. We need to be a better football team Saturday than we were this past Saturday, and I think we've made significant progress over the last month or so. And that needs to continue. This Saturday gives us that next opportunity, and it's all you can control. You can't worry about what's happened, or you got to man up and take care of business.
Coach, I know the playoffs are probably not for this year. Do you feel deep down that this is a playoff team? I mean, I know it won't show that, but deep in your heart?
Yeah, I do, but what are you going to do? You don't know. I mean, who knows how things are going to go? All you can do is control what happens Saturday, and that's really all I'm concerned with is playing a good football game Saturday, being a better football team, and go from there.
Coach, what have your past couple days been like, concerning everything that's happened, the reprimand, just everything?
Well, I don't concern myself with that. That was a difficult game to lose, and disappointing, and I moved on to Indiana State.
What do you have to do to make sure these guys move on at that same level and their focus is?
Well, it starts today with our preparation. You prepare the right way, and you move on. It's teaching them about life. You're going to have your disappointments. Things aren't always going to go your way. They never do. And when you have a disappointment, you move on to the next thing, and you don't let it consume what you do going forward. You got to move past it and learn from it and go forward.
Just back to Steve's question, did you talk to anybody yesterday, Bo, or were you out of
No.
the conversations?
I don't even know what you're referring to, but no, I haven't talked to anybody.
I know you said you moved on, but I guess in hindsight, any regret how things played out at the end, penalties or?
I guess I'm not following you, but there's a lot of things I regret from. I hope there's some regret on in some other cases too.
Bo, I don't know if you've been able to see every angle. Do you still believe that was a pass interference call?
I'm not commenting. Yeah, I moved on. I've moved on to Indiana State.
Indiana State's a team that has kind of hit the skids. What's your impression of what kind of football team it is?
Excuse me?
Indiana State's kind of on the skids a little bit. What's your impression of what kind of football
Well, I think
team
they're a
they
good
are?
football team. I mean, they've lost some close games. Other than the one at Northern Iowa, which kind of got away from them and it's kind of snowballed on them, which I've never played in the dome, but in that dome, I guess that can happen sometimes, it just kind of got away from them and got out of control. But other than that, they've been, they've lost some tough football games. They're a well-coached football team. I think they're well-balanced, and I think they'll be a good challenge. It'll be a nice challenge for our team to go on the road and play our 11th game. That's you watch them. They compete every week. And they've lost some tough football games. I'm sure we're going to be playing a very hungry football team.
What do they do well when they're playing?
I think they do I think they're very aggressive defensively. They're physical. Offensively, they have some. I think they got a young quarterback who's made a lot of plays, thrown for a lot of yards. They got a couple good wide receivers that have caught a bunch of balls, and they spread the field on you. And and I think they're well balanced, run and pass, and I think they do a really nice job. And like I said, I think they're a very well coached football team. I have a lot of respect for their staff over there at Indiana State and how they go about their business.
Where's Matt Adams, the quarterback? Where's he kind of fall in the rank of quarterbacks you've seen?
I think he's very good. He's athletic. He's elusive. He has a strong arm. They got a couple wide receivers who will really go up and get the football. They got one kid is about he looks to be around 6'5". I mean, I've never played against him. I think he used to be a quarterback, and he's a good football player. Goes up and gets the ball. And they got a big play guy, number 4, their one wide receiver, and a couple good running backs that kind of a couple change of pace guys. One guy that's a little more elusive. One guy that's a little bit bigger, and they're big up front. They got a huge, pretty big offensive line that plays physical.
From a defensive standpoint, Bo, where they kind of, what do they do? What do they like to do?
They mix up their fronts. They give you a number of different fronts. They change that up pretty regularly. They jump into a 30, a bear, a 4-man, 4-down front. They mix it up pretty good. They're pretty aggressive and physical, and I think they can make it hard on you to run the football. And I think they change up things pretty good. They're aggressive, and they do a nice job.
We talked a lot about the battle in the trenches going into last week's game. And, from the naked eye, it seemed like both sides of the ball did a pretty good job. What did you think after watching film? How do you think they held up?
Yeah, I thought we played pretty well up front. On both sides of the football, I thought we hung in there, and I thought it was a battle. I thought our team played physical, played hard. I thought we played well. I thought we walked off the field Saturday a better football team than we were the previous week, and that's always your goal, And we just were a play away, making a play here or there that could have changed a football game. But I told our kids, they can look themselves in the mirror and feel good. They played hard.
Despite the ultimate outcome, does that give you a bit of a lift actually going into Indiana State, knowing that they stepped up to meet that kind of competition?
Well, I'm not one who, I don't know what you call it, I'm not into moral victories, I guess. But yes, I think the challenge is it was a disappointed group of kids on Saturday. And the challenge is to rise past it and man up, so to speak, and go take care of business. And that's a challenge. And like I said, in my estimation, it starts with the preparation, how you approach practice meetings, and put the same kind of focus and effort into getting ready for this football team as we did a week ago. And if we do that, then you give yourself a good heck of an opportunity to win a game against a good football team on the road.
With 4 to 5 losses this season, being close losses to some good football teams, what's that say where your program is at right now?
It's time for. I'll think about that. When this week's over. My sole, my focus is on this Saturday and what we have to do to win this football game, and then whenever the season's over, then you look back and you assess it. You look what you need to do to get better going forward, and start addressing those areas.
Ricky seemed to play more, not less, but he seemed to be very confident out there in certain situations.
Yeah, I thought Ricky played well. I thought we got into a good rhythm. I thought Shane mixed it up and kept them off balance as far as I thought it was a nice mix of, I thought we used them at the right times, and I thought Ricky played well. I thought he was a lot more comfortable. I thought Hunter played, pretty well in the football game, and I don't think it affected one or the other. As far as, mixing Ricky in there at times, I think it gives us just another dimension and gives them, gives the opposing defenses something else to work on. And I thought Shane called a good football game, and I thought we were in a good rhythm. And I think it's something that can help us going forward.
Phil, now that you've gone through the league, with the exception of seeing two teams, obviously this week, and then in Northern Iowa, you haven't seen, where do you see the league? Is it what you kind of expected?
Yeah, I mean, you don't really know what to expect, I'll be honest with you, going in. I know it's a good league, and I knew it was a good league going in and well coached and all that type of thing, but it's a lot different, when you line up against people, and you kind of have a better idea of, next year it'll be a little bit different. I've been in this situation before. I mean, obviously starting at, in the Big 12 and then shifting to the Big 10, and now every situation's a little bit different, and you learn a little bit more about teams. Not only just having watched them on film, but then actually having lined up and played against them. And like you say, coming out of this year, I'll have played against basically everybody except Northern Iowa. So I think that'll help going forward.
What do you think the offense needs to get better late in the game to finish the team off like that?
Make plays when their opportunities are there. I thought we had a couple opportunities to make some plays, and it didn't quite happen for us. And that's a difference. Against Western Illinois, we were able to make the first downs to kind of end the game. And this week, we had a couple, about 2-3 drives. We had some opportunities and had some opportunities to make plays, and it didn't happen for us. So we got to coach them. We got to do a better job as coaches and just execute in those situations.
Was that part of your frustration at the end of that game, going back to those 3 series that were 3 and outs?
No, I mean, I was you're frustrated about a number of different things.